Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe. These videos are coming out weekly every Friday. And today I wanted to jump in and go over the 5 stages that you're going to find yourself at any point in life. So obviously, you don't want to stay in any one of these stages. You want to be constantly moving forward. And the end goal of all this, if you get to the top of the ladder, so to speak, is going to be legacy. Now, legacy is essentially legacy is that thing that lives on after we're dead and gone. Legacy is what's going to ripple through eternity. It's the impact that we had on the people we interacted with. It's what people are going to remember us for and the impact that we had that lives on after we're gone. So for me, I have spent a large part of my adult life in survival. Now, thank God I'm not there anymore. I am working on significance at this particular moment because I am trying to give back and help people become more than they ever thought they could be. So I want to help people be intentional and leave legacies of their own. That is my goal. Now, if you're familiar with Ziglar, then you know the wheel of life. And it's not as if you need to pick one single area where you're going to leave a legacy. These are all tied together, and working on each of these areas daily, whether you're at the top of your game or whether you're at the bottom, it is something that should never be finished. The work should never be finished. It should be a lifelong goal. So again, survival, stability, success, significance, and legacy. Jumping in here, survival. Now I can speak from experience. I've spent probably 20 plus years where I was doing little more than surviving. At best, maybe rotating from success, stability down to survival and kind of fluctuating in between just depending on the time. But survival is basically when you don't know who you are and you don't know the person that you want to become. In a very real sense, all you're trying to do, or all you maybe feel you can do, is just to try to make it through another day and just to pay the bills. Now, sometimes it's not even all the bills. I mean, when I first got into real estate, there were several months in the beginning, several years where I struggled, but several months in the beginning where I literally couldn't pay my bills. If my wife hadn't been working, we wouldn't have been able to put food on our table. So sometimes just getting through the day is all you can do, and that's okay. The key is not to stay stuck there. Now, one thing that I have been blessed with is that I am hard-headed and I am persistent. So I was not satisfied staying in survival forever, but there was also circumstances that I'm going to get into later that I had to deal with head on before I could get out of survival. So again, survival may be where you're at right now, and that's okay. The point is that you don't want to stay stuck in survival. Now, once you get out of survival, stability is going to be our next step or our next stage here. Stability is when you know what you want and you know who you want to become. And again, become here is a key word. Again, become is the key word here because you're not that person yet. There may be circumstantially, maybe things haven't even improved all that much, but if your mindset has improved, then that is going to take you leaps and bounds towards getting out of survival mode because now you see the person you want to become. You have a clear direction. You understand, okay, here's where I am, and this is the person that I want to become. That's stability. Now, maybe your financial perspectives hasn't changed. Maybe you're still barely getting by, but I can promise you that if you have that clear direction, then you are well on your way to getting out of survival in any of those areas that you may be stuck in. And once we're past stability, the next stage is success. Now, success is a very commonly used word. I feel like success is thrown around all the time. And for purposes of this, success is the maximum utilization of the abilities that God gave you. So success isn't about money. It's not about things. It's not about the fancy house, the nice car. It's not about the nice clothes. Success is about using our abilities, and it's not about our past. It's not about what other people are doing or where other people are at, even if they're in our same industry. It doesn't matter. Like for real estate, I'll use that as an example. I used to compare myself all the time. I was 3 years into real estate and I was doing decently. I was selling a couple $1 million a year of real estate and I was doing okay. But there was people that had joined at the same time that I did in my same office that were 3 years in and they were selling $5 million in real estate. And by that account, I felt like a complete failure. I felt like if they're selling $5 million in real estate, why can't I sell $5 million in real estate? What's wrong with it? And again, it's not about what other people are doing. And it's not about our current circumstances. Like it didn't matter that I was only selling $2 million of real estate and they were selling five. What it's about, what success is truly about, is about how we see our future. That's what true success is. Again, it's not about the past, it's not about what other people are doing, and it's not about our current circumstances. It's about looking forward, it's looking beyond. And again, it goes back to stability. Who is that person that we want to become? Because we're going to become a person that can do the things, use our God given abilities to have the things that we want to have. And that is what success is about. It's not about creating a life and becoming a person that money and things become a byproduct of. Now, the world's definition, the world standard of success is going to be things like the BMW, the Lexus, the Mercedes, having that nice car in the driveway, having the house on the hill, having the house in the it neighborhood, whatever it may be. Like it's about things. And success should not be about things because ultimately things are going to wither up and go away. You can't take things with you when you die. Like if your whole goal of working in life and becoming uh, a person that has things, if that's your ultimate goal, then I think you honestly need to reevaluate yourself. There's nothing wrong with things, don't get me wrong, but it's about becoming a person that can have those things or not have those things, and it doesn't matter. By gaining success, we should be able to then turn around and help people that are further down. I have had people invest in me when I was in survival mode, when I was in stability. And as I have gone from success and worked towards significance, that has been my goal. I have gained material possessions. My bank account looks very differently now than it did when I first got into real estate. I've gotten to pursue my dream of coaching, which is something that I've always wanted to do because I wanted to truly give back and have an impact on people. So success is not the final destination. Success is about continuing to mature and become a person that can give back. And that's where significance comes in. True significance is when you're able to help other people be, do, and have more than they thought possible. Now, when you're in survival mode, like I mentioned, all you're trying to do is just get by. And maybe in survival mode, somebody throws you a life raft or a buoy or some kind of flotation device, and you grab onto that, and maybe they start pulling you in. Maybe they see something in you that you don't even see in yourself. Maybe they see the person that you can become that you can't even fathom becoming right now. That's where you can move from survival to stability. They can help you, a great coach, a counselor, whatever it may be. There's been times that I've had clients that are in survival mode, and I was truly not the best person to help them because there was things in their life that they had to deal with before they could move out of survival into stability and onto success. So significance is about helping people be, do, and have more than they ever thought possible. But the other thing about significance is that it often requires spending time in the furnace. Now, as you know, furnaces are used for purifying things. I'll use gold as an example. You put gold in the furnace, and when it comes out, it's going to have all the imperfections and all the impurities have been burned away. And the more you refine it, the more pure gold you get, and therefore the more value it has. So don't look at it as a furnace as a bad thing. Don't look at the circumstances that you've been through as a bad thing. I'll use myself as an example again. Now, I spent 22, 23 years of my life where I was largely in survival mode because all I wanted to do was get through the day and pay the bills. And what that was relating to was stuff that happened to me as a kid. I was sexually abused as a kid, and it was something that I never dealt with. Happened at the age of 10, and I didn't even start to deal with it. The first time I actually vocally told anybody out loud, I was 32 years old. So well over 22 years here where I was dealing with this, and this was something that I had not dealt with that was basically impacting every area of my life, and for so many years strictly kept me in just survival mode because I had to confront that and I had to face that head on before I could even consider moving to these other areas. So spending time in the furnace may not be comfortable, but ultimately that's going to be what sets us apart. Now, for me, I feel like I am much more equipped to help people because of all the trials and all the furnace time I spent in the furnace throughout those 22 years, all the failures, all the rejection, the depression, the anxiety, all the things that I had to go through have brought me to this point now where I'm sitting here making a video talking to you guys, hopefully bringing some value and helping at least one person out there. So significance isn't about being comfortable, and that's why it's so much more about the future than it is the past. The past is important. The past made us who we are today, but ultimately, what we do with that past and what we do with our experience is what's going to set us apart and what's going to allow us to help people in a way that nobody else truly could. And from there, we go on to legacy. Now, I have 3 kids. So, in part, my legacy is going to be my 3 kids, what I teach them, the values that I give them. So, the other part that I want my legacy to be that I'm being intentional with is changing people's lives, specifically men, because I feel like so many men right now were like me. They spent my entire adult life until I got into coaching, just doing something to pay the bills. At the start, I got into the medical field because that was a stable job and I was very much in survival. Like I had no higher expectations, but to just be able to pay my bills. Like for me, that was a win. So I have since then, obviously, I've grown. I have a thriving real estate business now. I've got my broker's license. And I'm on here attempting to impact people for the better. And every day that I mentor people and I coach people and I train people, and a lot of times I'll see something in them that they don't even see in themselves. And that is, in my opinion, one of the biggest impacts that I can have. Helping guys find their true purpose, their true cause, their true belief, finding their why, what they were really meant to be doing, something that utilizes their God-given abilities, and helping them to refine that and hone that in to where they can then turn around and go out and make an impact on whatever area that is that they are called to. For me, I love coaching, I love teaching, and I love training people. Something that I'm very passionate about and that I love doing that brings me a lot of fulfillment. And that may not be for everybody, and that's okay. And that's the awesome thing is that everybody has their own unique talents and unique gifts, and each one of us can impact the world in a different way because of that. So again, guys, whether you find yourself at the bottom here in survival, whether you're in stability, whether you found some success, again, success is not monetary. Success is about looking forward and becoming a different person. Significance, and then on to legacy. So significance is when you've reached success and now you're turning around, you're giving it back. You're trying to pull people up from the bottom of the ladder. Find somebody that's just in survival mode. Find somebody in stability and help pull them up. Give them the tools, give them the resources, give them the motivation, whatever it may be, whatever you have to offer. Everybody's got something different. And help somebody else. That is going to lead to significance, and ultimately doing that enough is going to leave a legacy that ripples through eternity. Anyway, guys, thanks for your time. I appreciate you just tuning in here. Be sure and like, subscribe. Videos coming out every Friday. Hopefully you guys got some value out of this. If there's anything specific that you guys want future videos on, please leave me a comment, shoot me an email. All my contact information is on the next slide here. Anyway, you guys have a great time. Stay strong, move towards success, significance, and legacy. Let's get out of survival.